Welcome to Afya Fix. I'm your host Gladys Ombongi, a consultant nutritionist from Lishaleo. Thank you for finding time to be here with us every other time. Today we want to talk about nutrition and its effects on our behavior. And I'm so delighted to have a guest with me. We have Dennis Gitonga. Dennis Gitonga is a student of University of Nairobi studying economics and is actually an aspiring entrepreneur. He's already doing business and is here to help us unpack this topic from his own perspective, how he learned, how he grew. And I invite you to stay with us even as we listen to his own story. Karibu sana, Dennis.
Asante.
We're so glad you're here with us. And yes, it's always a story when people hear about nutrition and behavior and to even know what can nutrition do. I don't know what you have to tell us about your own journey and your own experience with nutrition and behavior.
Oh, so I had underlying issues before I sought the help of a nutritionist.
Ah, okay.
So I had low concentration spans. I couldn't stay put for 10 to 15 minutes. I couldn't study for long periods of time. I couldn't stay in class. Yeah, so I was in the university. A lecture generally takes about 3 hours. So in 3 hours, mostly I would walk out of lectures.
Yes.
I would even sometimes not go to class. Yeah, because the pressure was just too much. Yeah, so and the ones I attended, I could maybe do halfway, or I could get out about 4 times. Yeah, just to get a break. And then even in the house, I was very restless. I couldn't stay at a place for long periods of time or hold longer conversations with people. So I knew I had a problem. Let me say, I knew I had a problem until help showed up. Actually, I found myself seated in a place where a nutritionist was talking, and I found my solution there. I actually did not seek it. The solution just found me.
The solution found you.
Yes, so the solution found me generally. Yeah.
And you're saying that you knew you had a problem and this began when you were in university. Did it go back when you were younger or when you got to university? And you know, economics is a subject. It requires concentration. Yes.
Yeah, so when I was young, I was a normal kid. Yeah, but food was a major part of growing up.
Yes.
Food was reward. Yeah. So I think even when I see the way my younger brothers were brought up, yeah, I could probably I grew up the same way. Yeah, before I knew myself. You see that when a kid cries, you're given
some
food.
milk. Be quiet.
Yeah, and then you're quiet. Yeah, and then when something good is happening, there's food.
Yes.
So I don't need to be a genius to make the connection.
The connection.
So now growing up, food became a big part of my life. Yeah. So when I was a bit distressed, I would take some extra food. When I was happy, I would get some good food. Yeah?
Yes.
So now growing up, I think I found solace in food.
You found a lot of solace in food because the connections were there.
Yeah.
Anytime you're happy, some food.
There's some food.
When you're sad, you'd even be called Nyamaza. Be quiet. We'll give you some food, and you give it. I'm sure you know this. It's a very familiar story in our homes. Yeah. And so, what were some of the internal issues you're struggling with inwardly? Maybe when you've done something wrong and you're quietened with food, what exactly did you ever find out? What are some of the things you're struggling with?
So before, I never knew. Yeah, before that I never knew, and I was fine with it. Yeah.
Yes.
I knew it was part of
life.
Yeah, it was because it's the only reality I knew. Yeah. And then now I found myself eating a lot in between meals. Yeah.
Yes.
Especially in high school. And then for me, I took a different turn.
Yes.
Where I had a relationship with drugs for some time. Yeah. So my drug affair lasted for 7 years. But now the real issue now came in my recovery.
Yes.
So I messed up with drugs for, now that's alcohol, tobacco, cat, and banging. So that was for 7 years, and now now in recovery, now that's when now my problem really, it amplified.
Yes.
Because now the drugs are out of the way. So I like substitute, it's like I did a cross addiction
Yes.
to food. And I gained a lot of weight.
You will gain weight, obviously, if you're eating lots and lots of food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially when I used to binge a lot on junk food. And then somehow I made an esteem issue, let me say. Because I started now overspending on food, going to fancy places.
Yes.
Like, to feel some kind of belonging. I'm no longer the wreck that I was. Yeah?
And now you have changed your
Now,
status.
yeah, I've changed my status. Yeah. So that one, let me say, the first year of recovery, I accumulated a lot of weight and messed up around with money a lot. Yeah, the little that I had. And now I was ashamed of how I looked. I was super big. I didn't like when I was in family photos, photos with my friends, and I started receiving names now. Yeah,
Yes.
People would call me, my friends would call me Biggie, and somehow
Labeling you.
labeling me, and that now started affecting me. I used to sweat a lot just by taking a few stairs.
Yes.
And in my head, I realized that something is totally wrong with me. And with that came now the issues of quality of sleep. I had terrible sleep
Issues.
Yes, I had terrible sleep issues, irregular sleep patterns, and my emotions were all over. Yeah?
You'd get annoyed.
I would get annoyed very fast. I would get super excited very fast. And now I used to, you see, with the food issue now, I started now binging food while binging movies. So now I had to come to the nutrition, to nutrition lessons, to learn even what I see affects
What
who
you
I am.
eat.
Yeah,
Yes.
it affects even the quality of my moods, the quality even of my life. Yeah, I lose empathy when I binge on a lot of movies. That's now some of the lessons that I learned when I started a nutritional walk. Yeah.
Wow, that's heavy. That's a mouthful. That's quite a bit, because a number of things that you brought out, like you put on a lot of weight, and you even got labels from your immediate, the people around you. And I'm sure they are not doing this because they wanted to. They were doing this because they didn't know any other way. I don't know how the rest of your family members were supporting you. I'm talking about your mother, maybe your sisters, your auntie, people around you, your brothers. You mentioned that. What kind of support were you receiving? Because you already mentioned that you were out of drugs, 7 years of being in the wrong pathway, and now you have turned around, and here is a monster, eating all the time. What kind of support did you get from your family?
So, for them, they were like, anything is better than what he was.
Yes.
So they saw that I had gained weight, but there's this thing with people around you. Yeah, they see there's an issue, but
they're thinking, hey, I don't want to touch.
Probably it's a face.
They
leave you to you. Yeah, and they knew. Even the way I was reacting. You see, when you are volcanic,
yes,
people are a bit
careful.
Yeah, they are a bit careful with
you can explode.
Yeah, you can explode at any time. Yeah,
true.
So I think that also brought a barrier, a communication barrier about some of these things. And for them, they could see that I was eating at night, so they would make fun of it. Yeah, like, we left food at night.
There was no food in the morning.
It must be.
Yes.
So and somehow I would get angry. Yeah, I would get angry because they are so sure it's me.
Yes, and they're not saying.
Yeah, and even when they say it, they are so sure. It's at night. Yeah, you're in the. It's kind of, everybody's asleep.
Yeah.
It's like you're on a mission.
When did the food disappear?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it was from my family. They now mentioned it when I started taking steps. So when I started exercising, when I started taking some moderate amount of foods, yani they saw that I was deliberate about it, and they were now that's when they came out. They were like, we were a bit worried about you.
But we didn't know what to tell you. Yes.
So they were happy when I started taking steps. And then amazingly, even in their family, when you start taking steps, you notice another person is taking steps. So we partnered with my uncle.
Nice.
So he started
Support.
also doing because I was doing a lot of runs. So we started running with him. And that has been a habit that we have kept until today.
Wow. So there was the family support that made a difference. The fact that your uncle joined you, even though members of the family were concerned, they didn't know how to help. And many a times you find that you could see someone at home who is eating the way they shouldn't eat. The food was there in the evening, but in the morning you can't see it. You suspect it's so and so, but you cannot ask because of underlying issues that you really don't know. And that is a problem that needs help, and many a times it needs professional help because you don't just want to upset somebody at home. And I'm thinking, so how was your journey like when you finally met this help that you talk about, the professional help? Take us to that place.
So now I realize that whatever I'm going through has a name. Yeah. You know, there's sometimes we don't know what we are going through.
Yes.
And then there was the major breakthrough came that I'm not weird, that people have walked this journey.
Before.
You know, there was a lot of shame in what I was doing. Yeah. Sometimes we could have lunch with someone, and then when we part ways, I would go to another hotel.
Yes.
just to eat the way I want to eat. I could go visiting someone. I get a serving, and then it's like it triggers. It's like it's a trigger that now I need to eat more. Yeah. So now I understood that I have compulsive overeating behaviors. Yeah. And this compulsiveness is triggered by some foods. So I realized that when I was advised that for me wheat was a big issue. Yeah.
Yes.
So I was given a chart whereby I for a week we wrote the foods that I take without necessarily any advice. I just wrote down everything that I was eating. And then we realized that whenever I have wheat, from that process downward, there's a major problem. And I think quitting wheat,
yes,
that solved half my problem.
It solved half your problem.
Yeah. So so working with someone and getting that support and encouragement and also supervision. You know when you have had such a long wrong experience, you can't even trust yourself with yourself. So
true.
And I think having somebody outside me to show me that he's a pattern, and probably this happened because you did this. That also helped a lot. Yes.
Wow. And you realized that you needed help. I like the part that you're saying that you could eat in one place and then move to another place to eat some more. And many a times you find that many people eat differently in public and in private. When they're in the comfort of their homes, they would eat differently. But when they are in the presence of others, when you're feeling restricted, then of course you straighten up and you behave well, so you eat a little bit. And this actually does affect, because it is a sign that you need some support. It's a sign that you need help, that the eating behaviors have to be managed and you need to break those habits. You need to stop being a compulsive eater. And was it easy for you to adhere to the guideline that you got?
It's one of the most difficult things I've had to do in my life. Yeah, because when there's no life and death issue. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not, when I eat this, I don't get sick, right? I don't get sick right now. Yeah? And there is that short time it's like a high that I used to get from
Yes.
food, yeah. And there's that satisfaction and comfort that comes with eating so much food at once. And I think it was just difficult because now food is available. Yeah,
Yes.
there was a lot of food, yeah, and there is a lot of food in African homes.
Of course, we are Africans.
Yeah, we cook in excesses. Rarely do you cook at your house,
Yes.
and nothing remains. Yeah. So saying, and now the people around me, they're used to me as a heavy eater. So it was actually even difficult sometimes when someone has eaten and had their fill. They knew
Yes.
they could throw some my way.
And you will
Yeah.
gladly help clear the plate.
Yeah, I'll clear. If you go to a place, probably even an occasion, you could see that they know I'm heavy. Yeah. So you could find that some of my family would, or even friends would.
They sambaza.
Yeah, they sambaza.
Literally.
Yeah. So now I'm saying no, that this hey, uoni wewe kweli tosh.
Yeah, why are you not taking more?
Yes, and sometimes, especially with the let me tell you, when you're in recovery, there's a lot of extreme mood swings. Yeah. So food used to numb that a bit.
Yes.
And
yes.
now I have now to deal with myself and look at myself for who I am, and now deal with the root problems. So it was a difficult transition.
It was a difficult transition.
Yeah. And even today, I find myself, you can find that in a week, I've eaten emotionally probably once or twice. Though I'm grateful to God that I'm not doing it every other second.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah, so and the body that I have right now, my weight, I'm comfortable with it. And I've actually even helped other people. Yeah, because sometimes, we post on social media some of the things that we do.
Yeah.
And I've even gained friends who take up running as their form of exercise. So I've found new friends in my new hobbies.
You have found new friends. I want to put a comma there. We will be right back after the break to learn just a little more about what Dennis did, how he transitioned, how he even has made friends and is even helping others to overcome their overeating behavior. Don't go away. Welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned. And before we went on a break, we were talking to Mr. Getonga, Dennis, who took us through his journey and his struggles with overeating, compulsive eating actually. That's how we ended up naming it. And now we just want to dig a deeper and understand how were the exact application of the plan that you got. Where did you start, and eventually how did it turn out to be?
Oh, so some of the I was given a meal plan. That was the first thing, and because it was easy to implement because I was miserable inside. So I was ready to try anything.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think we hit it off. Yeah, with the nutritionist, we had a good relationship from the very start. And I was also given the grace to be willing to try this thing. So I was told first to cut off. Yeah, to cut off. It was we first started with cutting off. Yeah, and avoiding. Yeah,
Yes.
that don't do this, don't do this. So when first we did with when we are the first thing I was told not to eat between meals. So breakfast at a particular time.
Yes.
It was basic training on discipline.
Basic training on discipline.
Yeah. So I eat breakfast at this time. I eat lunch at this time, and I eat supper at this time. So at once I realized that I even had a problem with, most of us avoid lunch.
Yes.
And then the costs, that's when I realized the cost and impact of avoiding some of these meals. Because when I'm not having lunch, I would find myself I've snacked so much by the time I'm having supper. And there was that constant communication. Yeah, we used to talk on a weekly basis, and it was now easy to review and now take action for the next week. So it was a rather slow process, because it's not an event. Even today, there's some of the things that I'm struggling with a bit, yeah, because we also realize that for me and tea.
Yes.
So I'm having an excess of tea, yeah, because you can find that in a day I'm having like 4 or 5 cups of tea, which is not very good, yeah, because there is that compulsiveness. When I have one, I'll have 2, and I can have 3 in one sitting. So the best thing with what I cannot control is to avoid, yeah,
Is to avoid.
and to actually build a healthy relationship with food, because that's what I lacked at the very beginning. So, and there was some things that were introduced, which was the first thing that I was asked, which I think was kind, was my budget range.
Yes.
You know when we think of nutrition, we think it's all these fancy things,
And it's expensive.
yeah, and it's expensive.
Asparagus and broccoli.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, things with names that are not English.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was way within my budget, and also convenient.
And it was convenient.
Yeah, I could find some of these things in the market, and some of them I could buy them from the nutrition store. That is where I used to get my nutrition, where we used to meet with the nutritionist, and it was quite affordable prices. So the first thing that was introduced was chia and flax seeds, just to add to my food, and that had a tremendous effect. Within the first 4 months, I felt like I was a counselor.
Yeah.
When
the transformation was phenomenal.
Yeah, even the people that we had started with, the ones who, there are people who are slow to start. I could see them question, like, we started this thing together.
With you, how come?
How come there's this much change? And within 4 months, I had lost, I think, I had lost about 2 kgs.
Wow.
And what was really significant was once I started working out.
Yes.
I already felt good about myself. Yeah. Once I started making baby steps.
Yes.
I felt good in my own skin. I never, when I looked in the mirror when I've done.
You liked whom you were seeing. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. And I also felt that when you start making steps to solving a problem, there's a certain joy that I don't I think words cannot describe. Yeah. And there was also the point of prayer that was also introduced there. So because sometimes we ignore.
Yes.
We treat some things that are bigger. That this is bigger. This one, we'll take this one to God. And then now ini chakula.
Yes. Yes.
So when I started subjecting it to prayer. When I started subjecting, anytime that I'm starting a run,
yes,
I would make a prayer. Somehow it was
easy.
Yeah, let me say I found grace to do it.
Amen.
Because it's not everybody who wants to exercise is exercising. So I consider it grace to do some of these things. Yeah, and so far so good.
So far so good.
Yeah, so far so good.
Wow, you have actually become a counselor because you have given them in such a beautiful chronology of how, the willingness to want to do this was important, and it's always important in any plan. If you are not willing, it becomes so difficult to implement, and the grace to be in and out, you know, to fall off and occasionally to make mistakes. Then you've spoken about affordability, you found it easy, it was not complicated. Then there was those structures and discipline that you had to learn, and we need that all the time, and we all keep learning, even those of us who are professionals. Then the exercise and prayer. And I like that the plan that you got, and it actually just helped you. When you look at people around you, I'm sure you now can identify people who are struggling the way you are struggling. Do you think there is something you can tell them? If they, what is it that they can do? Where can they go? Where would they start?
So for the viewers at home, the first thing I would like to tell them is that, one, there is help, and it's really readily and it's affordable to get. Yeah, it's not a rich man's affair. It's not something that has been kept for a certain class of people. Some of these numbers are you can find them online, and they are actually even self-help groups that you can just Google. Like if you have a compulsive disorder to eat, you can just Google and help will pop up. And I think even on this show, by the end of the show, we can suggest some numbers that you can reach out to. And it starts with also observing yourself. You know, sometimes we have lived doing the same thing over and over again. We have considered it as normal. It's good to subject ourselves to evaluation, to self-evaluation. You can even try it at home. Just write whatever you eat for a whole week.
Yes.
Yeah, just take a small notebook or even a paper and a pencil, and when you eat something, just write it down. If you see, it will pop up on your face. You will see it. If you need help or if you don't need help. And mostly, especially in what we are with the current situation of working from home.
Yes.
It's so easy to eat so much and not exercise, actually. And I'm not saying that you can eat so much and then compensate with exercise
Later.
Yeah, you find that actually my exercise takes a very small percentage of my, if I'm interested in cutting weight.
Yes.
My exercise takes actually a lesser proportion than what I eat
Throughout the day.
because I've actually interacted with people who just without even exercising, zero exercising, they changed their diet, and within a particular period of time, you can actually see a change in what they are, in what they are doing. Something as simple as not eating between meals, something as simple as yani having your supper just a bit earlier, and not eating before bed, not eating at night. It has a tremendous effect on how you look.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank
and even
you.
your moods.
Your moods.
Your moods, how you deal with people, how people around you interact with you. Some of these things change once our nutrition changes.
Once our nutrition changes. Yeah. And so we can experience those differences if we make those changes that Mr. Gitonga is sharing with us today. And maybe you can tell us where you are now in terms of success. What have you attained? Where are you right now as a student, as a business person? Give us your success story, the end story. You know, we like that part as well.
Okay. So I'm within my, you see, they call it BMI.
Yes, it is BMI. Yes.
Yeah. So when I step on a scale, I'm within the range that. Considering my height. And
maybe you can tell us how many kgs you were before, so we are able to tell the difference.
I was 91, 92. Right now I'm 80.
80, so 10 kilos off.
Yeah, so 10 kilos off. And
within what period of time?
Now I've been at this for the past to 1 year. 1 year. Yeah.
So 1 year, 10 off, and you have managed to keep it off completely.
Yes. So there's a time I had a broken bone. So in the house I wasn't exercising. And I realized how easily it is to
gain weight.
Yeah. And there have been moments where I've been a bit relaxed, yeah. And sometimes we leave ourselves open to be compromised.
Yes.
Yeah, we think that we are fine, but I think it's important that to stay. It's not a one-time affair whereby you come to the nutritionist and it's all done. It's actually a lifestyle. You have to interact with your nutritionist every once in a while, just to check progress, check updates, and just stay close to people who are doing the same thing. Yes.
And what about your behavior? How has it changed your moods? Remember your anger bursts? Maybe in a minute or two you can tell us, how is that changed now?
So my volcanic moments
Yes.
are they have significantly reduced. Yeah. So the people around me, you find that what used to happen probably in a day, every day or two, nowadays you can find that in 2 weeks.
Yes.
I've not had
an eruption.
Yeah. Yeah, because they are nasty, yeah. Especially with people like me who was a background in addiction.
Yes.
We are qualified to go crazy.
Yes.
So when even that once when it happens, yeah, I think it's headlines worthy. So so nowadays I feel that it's a bit contained, and when it happens, I can actually come to you and say that
I need help here.
Yeah, I actually apologize. You know, some of these things, yeah, like I blew up. I'm sorry for that. Yeah. And it's easier to monitor how I'm doing. Kitambo, it was a lifestyle.
Yes, and it was okay.
Yeah, and people are okay that this is how this guy is usually. This is who he is. Nowadays, you find that when it happens, I notice that this is not who I am. That label is off.
It's off, and you're changing.
Yeah, I'm changing. So sometimes, and many times I've had situations whereby I see I have the right to be mad, but I choose not
to be.
Yeah, and react with it with grace, and it's easier to live with people. Yeah,
it's easier to
yeah,
live with
it's
people.
easier to live with people. And to solve issues.
And to solve issues.
Yes.
Thank you. That is so. Do you have one sentence, one word, anything to just say? What is your mantra right now? The words that keep you going, that just keep you going, that makes you, that you don't fall off?
The mantra that keeps me going. Wow. I think there is one particular one. That with God everything is possible.
With God everything is possible.
With God everything is possible, and that is from any level, whatever we consider small or large. With God everything is possible.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Gitonga, for actually allowing us into your life, and listening to your story and seeing how you have gone through addiction. 7 years is not a very short time. Going through overeating, addiction, compulsive eating, coming out of it, and now, heading upwards. We really praise God that with God, everything is possible, and there is a way out. And we can follow this conversation. It's not over. You can follow us on our Twitter handle at Hope Kenya, at Hope_Kenya. You can also check us on our YouTube and Facebook channels, where we have Hope Channel Kenya. Also, the numbers displayed on your screen, you can call those numbers and you can get help. And yes, there is help. And nutrition does not need to be so complicated. So we will bring it to an end there, listening to the story. And we will now go and do it practically in the kitchen. Have some easy ways of preparing some of these foods that we talk about. So don't go away. We have one more for you. Asante. We are now in the kitchen, and I'm so happy that Miss Brenda is here again to take us through our usuals. and we are going to prepare something special. Thank you, Brenda, for always finding time. In case you haven't met Brenda, she is a nutrition technologist. She loves doing this, and she always teaches us various ways of making various recipes. What are we doing, Miss Brenda, today?
Well, today we are doing a smoothie, a banana smoothie.
A banana smoothie.
Very quick fix.
Yes.
Yeah.
For what time? Breakfast,
For
dinner, what time?
It could be for breakfast or for dinner, or it could be a snack.
It could be a snack.
Yeah.
And why Brenda is doing this, it's because this is our focus on nutrition and mental health, particularly behavior, the aspect of behavior. And so, you know, behavior really starts from the mind. So,
Yeah, very true. So let's get started.
yes.
So
what do you need?
first, I will light the gas, and then I'll pour in. So we have a cup of oats. We have 2 large bananas, and then we have 2 tablespoonfuls of chia seeds.
Okay. Is this oat the one that you'd find regularly? Are they different in the market? Is there something like that?
Yeah, there are different types. There are ones that are baked, but this one is whole.
It's whole.
Yeah.
Okay.
So first, pass me the measuring jug.
So you don't need this first.
Yeah, we
It's
don't need
water
it first.
you want in.
So we need water. We are kind
How
of
much water?
Because it is 1 cup of oats.
Yes.
We'll use 2 cups of water.
2 cups of water.
Yes.
And then I'm just wondering, do you have to have it cooked? Can you have the oat raw? Because it's a smoothie.
Yeah. You can have it, but you're just pre-cooking it first.
Of course, I prefer the pre-cooked one too.
Yes. So.
But if you're late, you can just do it raw.
Yeah.
There's
if you're
nothing
late, you
wrong.
can just do it raw. It's a quick fix.
Yeah.
So pass me the oats.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know the benefits of oats?
You need to tell me how good are they and why do I really need them?
Yeah. Oats is a good source of starch.
Yes.
And it's
Yeah,
rich in-
and the slow releasing
yeah,
one. Yes.
slow releasing, and so it contains fiber, so you cannot suffer from constipation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because we need a lot of fiber, and then morning is the time.
Yes.
Or maybe evening if you're just taking it as your evening meal. You know. All right.
But for your behavior, we don't want a food that can make you hyper. Yeah. You're out to do something, so we want something that can slow your moods, but not in a bad way. Yeah, but in a good way. Yes. So this fiber can help us maintain a good weight, or rather lose weight. Yes.
Yeah, because you find sometimes when we are having issues with behavior and we are eating, and here we're talking about aspects of, you know, a compulsive eater. Somebody who just keeps eating and eating and isn't getting full. So yes, a fiber-rich diet would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, and it gives you satiety.
Oh yeah, so you're full.
Yes, for
Much
longer.
of the day. Yeah.
Yes.
So you wouldn't need to look for food everywhere.
Yeah. So we will let it simmer for a few minutes.
Yes.
So
Do you need to keep stirring it, or it's okay? You can just cover it and you're good. So it
need-
doesn't take too much of your time.
No, it doesn't take too much of my time.
All right.
I'll just let it simmer. When it's continuously simmering, the other ingredients I'm not supposed to add them here.
They're not cooking.
Yeah, they're not cooking.
Maybe you can tell me a little bit about the chia seed. I see that you already soaked them.
Yeah.
Why did you soak them?
Well, did you know that all seeds contain an acid called the phytic acid?
Yeah, there is the phytic acid. Yes.
So for us to reduce and this phytic acid is what causes ulcers and other things. So for
even the withdrawal of iron in children.
true,
When they're very young.
imagine.
I read that once.
Yeah. So for us to reduce the phytic acid, we have to soak it. Yeah.
So that's why you soak them. And how long did you soak this?
Like about 10, no, not 10, like 15 to 30 minutes.
15 to 30 minutes. So it's just something you do a few minutes. Maybe you can
Before
wake
you-
up in the morning if
Yes.
you're doing this for breakfast.
Yes.
And then just soak and you're good.
Yeah.
All right.
So can give me just pass me.
All
I'll
right.
show you something.
Okay.
It's not like any other seeds. Pass me a spoon.
All right.
As you can see, it has turned to a gel.
Yes, it's actually very viscous. It's very viscous right now.
You can see.
Yeah.
So when you grind it, it has some. We'll just actually put it on low heat. It has some oil.
Yes.
Chia seed is a very good source of omega-3.
Yes, and you need that for your brain.
Yes,
You need that.
very much.
For your frontal lobe.
Exactly.
So you can even behave better.
Yeah. So it it has more omega-3 than in fish.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
So when you include this in your diet, it will really help you a big deal.
All right.
So I can see our oats is
Boiling.
it's boiled already.
Yes.
Yeah. So we will switch it off.
This
It's
looks
already-
really nice.
We don't want
Did
to-
you say these are just 2 tablespoons? They look so
Yeah.
much.
Imagine
2
they
tablespoons,
swell. Once
but-
they're soaked in water, they swell and become that gel.
And these are 2 heaped tablespoons. You mean
Yes.
this?
Yes.
15 grams.
Yes.
Ah, all right. Okay.
2 heaped. So just open our blender
Yes.
and then we'll pour this in
I can help you in emptying
Yes.
and pouring in.
kindly.
So just you boiled it. I noticed for just a few minutes.
Just a few minutes.
That was like about 5 actually or less.
Yeah, we don't want a lot of nutrients to be lost. We
Yes.
just want it to be kind of
Soft.
cooked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And soft and tender.
and soft and tender.
All right.
Yes. So, put
Thank
it.
you. Okay.
So once you have put this, can you pass me the
You want this
banana?
first? The banana first. Okay.
These bananas are. We will wash them. Could you kindly wash them for me?
Sure. If you want them
Yes,
washed,
okay.
I will do certainly that.
As you wash, I'll put the chia seeds.
I've washed them in running water.
Thank you
And
so
they're
much.
Now ready
So
for your use.
put the chia seeds. The chia seeds can be locally found.
Yes.
They're available actually in our local stores and supermarkets.
Yes.
Yes. Actually, I went to the market the other day and they were selling a tablespoon.
Of chia seeds?
Yes, at
Oh,
20
really?
shillings. I was so
So
amazed.
there is
Could you
no
pass me-
excuse.
Yeah, no excuse to say no. Hazipatikani. They are available.
They are
Pass me
available.
the knife,
You want a knife? Okay.
the table knife.
Ah, so you
Because-
just want an ordinary knife?
Yeah, an ordinary knife.
Okay.
This one is not really.
That's good.
So kinda. We didn't peel the bananas because it oxidizes easily.
Ah, so that's why you're just emptying
Yeah.
it and you're throwing it right in there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's the reason, the major reason. And what are the benefits of banana?
Bananas are the king of potassium. You know, we love them. They also are very filling. They're rich in fiber. So if the idea of foods for the brain is to make sure that you're not becoming a compulsive eater, you're slowing down in terms of your behavior, then banana will make you feel good. And in fact, sometimes they say it's a happy food. It makes you to
Exactly.
be so excited. Yeah.
So because we have put 2 bananas, we have put the oats,
Yes.
we put the chia seed, we're going to add some water
Yes.
and pass me the measuring jug.
The measuring jar is
Yeah.
right here.
It's going to produce more than I think.
Okay.
So we need
So-
to add some water.
So just like do you measure, or because we did 2 cups of water into the oat, 1
Yes.
banana, 2
Yes.
cups of chia.
Yes. So we'll
Soaked
add
chia.
1 liter. That is 2 cups of 500 ml. 500. This one, no, yeah, 2 cups. You're adding 2 more cups.
2 more cups of
Yes,
water.
2 more
Okay.
cups of water.
Okay. Ah,
Yes.
great.
And then we blend.
And you used warm water or cold water?
That was warm
Warm water.
water.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can make it really hot if you want.
Yeah, you can
Alright.
make it hot, you can make it cold,
Yes.
whichever you like.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
So,
There
switch
we
it
go.
on, and there we go. It's ready.
That is all.
That is all.
Ooh, we're ready to serve.
Ready to serve.
Okay, so let me give you this jar. You need this jug in here.
Yes.
Okay.
Switch this off, and you pour your smoothie.
Oh, it looks good and feeling. It just looks feeling. You know that porridge we used to take when we were young?
Yeah.
It looks like that.
Oh my.
Yes.
So you can put some.
Yeah, okay, let me give you some glasses as well. All right, so here you are. I'm ready with my glass.
Okay. Gonna tell me. We didn't have to add any sweetener because the banana itself is sweet.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
We just want to do one exercise, one more exercise.
Okay, so do I put them here?
Yeah, just put them down there.
Okay.
So we want to garnish
Okay.
our smoothie. You know, when you have kids at home and they look, what is that uji?
Yes.
So they need something that is so attractive. You're going to use the raspberries
Okay.
and the blueberries. Yeah. And
So,
I'd like you to help me with that.
With the raspberry, which ones? We have red raspberry, I can see here.
It's the red one.
We have black ones, we have blueberries. So you want this?
Yeah.
Okay.
We are doing just one for each.
Ah, so we just put one.
Yeah, we don't need to put a lot.
Ooh, oopsie, it
Just that.
went. And one
for
here
each.
also.
Yes.
There.
And then we do the blueberries.
The blueberries.
Yes.
And you want me to put how many?
One each.
So I put one also.
Yeah.
So there you go. And I put another one in that one.
Okay. So sometimes you would like to chop them
Into small
into
pieces.
smaller pieces and just sprinkle it. However you like. Just make your food attractive for you and your children and your family to eat. Yeah. So
Wow.
it's ready to serve. I'd like you to have the first taste.
Before I serve, maybe somebody wants to know where to find this recipe. And maybe they're wondering they didn't follow through so fast. You can get these recipes. Go to our website, www.lishaleo.com, and there you'll find these recipes. You can download them, share with others, let others know about how to make a breakfast smoothie, oat banana smoothie.
Very easy and quick.
So let me taste it and then I'll tell you some more. All right. It's warm. I like the warmth. I also like the taste. I can taste the chia seeds.
Everything.
Yes, I can taste the banana. And the oat actually reminds me of a taste I had when I was taking maize a long time ago. So it's close to maize porridge. You know, it's very nice.
Exactly.
Very nice. You need this. And you didn't add sugar, and it's actually very sweet. This is very nice. You need to try this. You need to do it for your children, for the people in your family, for yourself. And we're telling you that you cannot end this discussion without looking out for us. So go to our Twitter handle at hope_Kenya. There you actually can send in your comments and questions. And also, these videos, our comments, and the work that we do is all archived at our YouTube channel, Hope Channel Kenya. And we like discussions and hearing from you. So check that as well on our Facebook page. And we would like to ask you if you have any question, if you'd like to be part of this show, join us. There's a number on your screen right now, and use that number to talk to us. You wouldn't want to miss this smoothie. So let me enjoy my smoothie.
Very sweet.
Thank you, Brenda.
You're
Thank you so much for your time and for this. It's very tasty. It is a goodbye from us. Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you again.